It's my last video of the year, and I'm going to end 2010 the same way I end every year, with a list of the best games that I reviewed this year. If you don't know, I mostly only review Wii, Wiiware, and Virtual Console games. I say mostly because this year I did break that rule, but we'll get to that when it comes around. I tend to only review third-party titles, but I do occasionally do a Nintendo released game as well. Also, this is a list of the top 10 games that I reviewed this year, not a list of the top 10 games that came out in 2010. So with that said, let's get started. Number 10. Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party 3. Playing this title was the very first experience I've ever had with the Dance Dance Revolution game. I've seen them at the arcades, but I've never actually tried it before. And I was pleasantly surprised on how much fun it was to stomp on the arrows to the great tracks the game had to offer. Let's talk about the controls. There are 3 ways you can play this game. It's with the pad, with the controller, or with the balance board. Let's talk about each one. Let's talk about the one that came with the game. That's the big dancing pad. What'd you think of that?
Well, I just like that one because you actually get to dance.
The moves are kind of like dancing, but not really.
Just until you, fashion it up.
He was wiggling his arms around while pushing buttons. He was so cute.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny.
Number 9. GoldenEye 007. This title will never live up to the original game, but it did do a good job of making a fun first-person shooter. Sure, it was too dark in places, and the levels were a bit too drawn out, but overall, it was pretty good. It didn't take very long in the first level to see that the developers were not going to follow the original game to a certain point, and that's really okay with me. I wasn't expecting a level-by-level recreation. They put in Daniel Craig as the James Bond in this one. I really didn't see the point in doing that since it was Pierce Brosnan who was in that movie. But it really didn't bother me though. I'm sure there's going to be some James Bond fanboy out there just so pissed off about it. Oh, I can't believe they changed it. That's like changing Shakespeare. Urgh. Number 8. Ark Rise Fantasia. I love turn-based RPGs, and this one had a new twist on that battle mechanic with its AP allocation gimmick. It gave total freedom to decide who you wanted to have attack the enemies and how many times you would do it. To speed things up, you can quickly choose a pre-made battle plan, and trust me when I say you'll do this a lot during the normal battles, because you'll need to level grind to stay ahead of the bosses in this game, because while the regular enemies are a breeze to kill, the bosses will bend you over and with mayonnaise and just shove their hand up their fingers out, and trust me when I say you'll never look at a pencil the same again. Number 7. No More Heroes 2. I had a lot of problems with the original No More Heroes, and it was great to see the developers listen to all the fan complaints and address them in this sequel. The level designs were so much better in this one, and best of all, they scrapped the unnecessary town overworld. If you want to improve your stats, weapons, or clothes, you'll need some money, and you can do that by getting a job. This time around, those jobs are very cleverly done by having you play 8-bit game representations of them. There were quite a few jobs to play, but the one I found the easiest to make money on was his tiling game. But the water pipe game was just as much fun to play. Number 6. Double Dragon Arcade. This one was part of my arcade review series that I did during the summer. I did it because I bought 2 arcade machines, and I just wanted to review them. I bought a PlayChoice 10 and a Double Dragon machine. Double Dragon for the arcade is a lot of fun, and while it does have some issues with slowdown, it is still incredibly replayable to this day. Now, the arcade version tells the story of Hammer and Spike. Their names are really Billy and Jimmy, but the characters are so hardcore, they go by their street names. Really? Hammer and Spike? Are those the best names they could come up with? I mean, what are they doing when it comes time to pick out their names? Are they just going through some guy's tool belt? All right, it's time to pick out our names. You're going to be Pliers, and you're going to be Screwdriver, and you're going to be Wrench, and you're going to be Elmer's Wood Glue? Sorry, dude, but you're going to be Box Cutter, and the leader, save the best for last, Hedge Clippers. Number 5. Kirby's Epic Yarn. I really enjoyed Kirby's Epic Yarn. It was a lot of fun and the level designs were fantastic. It would be a little bit lower on this list if it wasn't for the fact that you couldn't die. Being that you couldn't die, it kind of took away any challenge from this game, but the title is still great. There was one other thing you could do, and that was decorate your room.
Decorating your room, you say? You mean my room of treasures?
I think it's more like your room of junk. Have you seen that room you built? It's like your actual room.
You're walking on top of furniture. This is kind of a weird problem. There's no layers in depth that you can climb on top of or anything, for this is a 2D game. So you will walk on top of furniture no matter if it's at the bottom or not.
Number 4. Sonic Colors. Who would have thought? Sonic on one of my top 10 lists. You know, I have been really critical of the Wii versions of the Sonic games over the years, but I had a ton of fun with Sonic's new adventure. The developers finally found a perfect mix of 3D and 2D to make a fantastic game. The story's all about Dr. Robotnik making an amusement park for the children, and Sonic, having none of that, decides to come and destroy it. Would you say that's a fair assessment of the plot?
Yeah, basically. In the beginning, it did seem kind of weird how he was trying to destroy the place for no reason at all.
Yeah, it just seemed weird to me. The plot started out with them coming to this amusement park, already assuming that Dr. Robotnik was doing something evil. Hey, how about giving the guy just the littlest bit of doubt that maybe he was doing something good?
It is surrounded with 5 planets with chains.
So you're saying that already was evil, so why not destroy it?
There's 5 whole planets. You really don't do that for an amusement park.
Number 3. Wii Party. This one was the best party game of the year, hands down. It had a lot of different games for your friends to play. So if you ever got tired of one game, there was a completely different one to keep your friends entertained. Now, apparently out of ideas, Nintendo has looked to their own franchises for inspiration for their next title. Now, I know Nintendo didn't actually make the Mario Party series, but they did publish it. And seeing how they already had that genre covered, why bother making this new one? I guess Nintendo saw that the Wii library had a desperate need of party games. But if Nintendo really wants to go down that route, why not keep it up? How about Wii Fight or Wii Life or even Wii Drive? Actually, that one sounds kind of cool. Hint, hint, Nintendo. Number 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I am not a big fan of first-person shooters, mainly because I'm terrible at them. However, I have to admit I had a lot more fun than I ever expected with this game. I love the cinematics, the gameplay, the multiple paths you could get to a goal, the weapons, and much more. It was just an outstanding game. Even the training missions were fantastic. In that mission, you have to invade a ship and retrieve some intel from it. It had some very intense parts in it, and it was a great way to start off the game. But then it had a very strange opening credit sequence, where it's just the character you're controlling in the back of a car for a few minutes, while you're driving through town. This place has gone to crap. You think this is bad? Try LA sometimes. In comparison, this place is like a daycare center. You know what I don't get about America? Why don't they understand we want to have freedom as well? Freedom to tell you exactly what to do. Yeah, I know, they just don't get it. Holy crap, I love this song. Crank it up! Okay. Maybe I doctored that a little bit, but you get the idea. Number 1. Super Mario Galaxy 2. I did love the original Super Mario Galaxy, even though it was way lower on my top 10 list than a lot of you thought it should be. But Super Mario Galaxy 2 was even better than its predecessor. If there was ever a perfect Wii game, Super Mario Galaxy comes pretty close to being that. It's about time you came to your senses. Don't you realize that anything that I'm in is gold? Peach, Mario Galaxy 2 didn't win because of you. You're barely in this game at all. You just don't get it, Wiiviewer. I am the magic that made this thing perfect. Not Mario or Luigi. Those guys are nothing. It's all me, baby. Woohoo! Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. There are a few characters you can interact with, one of them being the mail toad. He will give you letters when they come in. The strangest ones were when the princess would send you a letter. She did this in the original Mario Galaxy as well. 2 things. Bowser's letting her send out mail? And he gets mail service out there? I actually came up with an answer to this. I think the princess pre-mails all these letters. I bet one of her weekly things to do is to mail a few letters to Mario, just in case she gets kidnapped. I think she's pretty much accepted her fate by now. And she figures, why not do a little advanced planning? You know, I bet she also has a little kidnap bag where she keeps her, lipstick, toothbrush, soap, shampoo, and other stuff. It would explain why she always looks so good whenever Mario saves her. It's been a while since I've been kidnapped, so I guess I should get my bag ready. Let's see, I gotta get all my personal stuff, deodorant, sunglasses, toothbrushes, mascara, lipstick. Now, what else could I possibly need? Oh, yeah. Can't forget that. Not after last time. Alright then. What's next? Mail Mario 1-ups. Let's do it. My boyfriend has a first name, it's Mario. His last name is the same as his first name. I know it's weird. And if we ever get married, I think I'll keep my name. Dum bum 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 dum. All right, that's done. Let's mail some letters. Well, that's my list of the top 10 games that I reviewed this year. Before I go, I want to thank all my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. It's been a really fun 3 years, and I will be back next year with more reviews. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's. Hey, Wiiviewer! Yes, Peach? I just want to wish you a Happy New Year. Oh, Happy New Year to you too, Peach. Thanks, but I still can't believe you picked a monkey over me! Ugh, let it go.